Now we shall discuss chlorine. Chlorine is first discovered by William Scheele in 1774 by the reaction of Mn2 with HCl. Later on in 1810, Humphrey Davy gave this word chlorine to Cl2 gas. Now chlorine in Greek means chloris, and which means a greenish yellow color. So it's derived from the word chloris in Greek, and which means greenish yellow, and this chlorine gas has greenish yellow color, so it's called chlorine. Now there are different methods to prepare chlorine. We shall discuss them in detail. The first one is by reacting manganese dioxide with concentrated hydrochloric acid. Now MnO2 reacts with HCl to give H2O, H2, MnCl2 and Cl2. It can also be prepared by reacting common salt with concentrated sulfuric acid. So when you are having NaCl with H2SO4, you get sodium hydrogen sulfate, manganese dichloride, water and chlorine gas. From bleaching powder, we can also prepare chlorine by reacting with the hydrochloric acid. You will get calcium chloride, water and chlorine gas. It can also be prepared from the reaction of KMnO4 with HCl to give Cl2. So KMnO4 is a good oxidizing agent and it oxidizes HCl to Cl2. So these are the different laboratory methods. From PbO2, that is lead dioxide, with hydrochloric acid, we get lead chloride, water and chlorine. Now commercial methods are electrolytic process and Deacon's process. In electrolytic process, brine solution NaCl is undergoing electrolysis to give sodium and chlorine gas. So NaCl is taken in the chamber, saturated solution, and two gases are released, one hydrogen, and from anode we get chlorine gas. Other method is Deacon's process, in which hydrogen chloride is reacted with oxygen in copper chloride at 723 Kelvin and 180 M. So copper chloride is a catalyst. Only in presence of CuCl2, HCl will react with O2 to give chlorine, and the optimum conditions are 723 Kelvin and 180 M. Now we shall see the physical properties of chlorine. Now first of all, the chlorine is a greenish yellow gas having a pungent smell, and it is not good to inhale the gas for a longer period of time due to its harmful effects. Chlorine gas has a melting point 171.6 Kelvin. The boiling point is 239.11 Kelvin. So we can convert chlorine gas into chlorine liquid by compression. So when you have liquid chlorine, that is by the compression you get, and it is having more density than air. Chlorine gas is soluble in water. So when you take chlorine in water, it forms HCl and HOCl. Now if you take chlorine water and keep it in sunlight, it undergoes a reaction. So chlorine water, it has a greenish yellow color. When you keep it in sunlight, it forms HCl and HOCl, that is hydrogen chloride and hypochlorous acid. So Cl2 plus water give HCl, HOCl, and this HOCl will further react to give 2 nascent oxygen. HOCl gives HCl plus 2O. This is the correct reaction. So Cl2 reacts with water in presence of sunlight or HNu to give HCl and HOCl, and this HOCl undergoes further decomposition to give HCl and nascent oxygen. So this releases nascent oxygen. So chlorine water act as an oxidizing agent. chlorine water is a good oxidizing agent, and hence chlorine water is responsible for bleaching and oxidizing properties. Chlorine reacts with non-metals except carbon, nitrogen and oxygen. So it does not react with carbon, nitrogen, oxygen directly, but it reacts with other non-metals to form chlorides. Phosphorus with chlorine, phosphorus trichloride, sulfur with chlorine, sulfur monochloride, hydrogen with chlorine, hydrogen chloride, metal with chlorine to give metal chlorides. So chlorine undergoes reaction with metals and non-metals, but non-metal it does not react with all. It reacts with sodium, iron, aluminium, zinc, etc. With sodium it forms sodium chloride, iron, ferric chloride, aluminium, aluminium chloride, zinc, zinc chloride. It reacts with hydrogen in presence of sunlight to give hydrochloric acid, which is an important laboratory reagent. So chlorine reacts with majority of non-metals and metals. So it reacts with many elements to give different compounds. It not only reacts with metal non-metal, but it also reacts with other compounds. So Cl2 reacts with the hydrogen chloride to give hydrochloric acid and sulfur. So chlorine is a good oxidizing agent. It oxidizes ferrous sulfate to ferric sulfate, sodium sulfite to sodium sulfate, sulfur dioxide to sulfuric acid, and iodine to iodic acid, and it itself undergoes reduction from chlorine to hydrochloric acid. Moist chlorine has released nascent oxygen, due to which it is used to decolorize, or you can see it is having a bleaching action. It turns colored material to colorless. So animal membrane or any other component you have to do colored, or you can remove color by using chlorine. So it has bleaching action. With dry sulfur dioxide it forms sulfuryl chloride, SO2Cl2. With carbon monoxide it forms carbonyl chloride, also called as phosgene. With ammonia in excess it forms ammonium chloride and nitrogen gas, and if chlorine is in excess it forms nitrogen trichloride and HCl. So this is a very important reaction with excess of chlorine and excess of ammonia. Now calcium hydroxide react with chlorine to give calcium oxychloride, calcium chloride and water. Again, the most important reaction with cold and dilute HCl, it forms NaOH, it forms sodium chloride and sodium hypochlorite, and with concentrated HCl it forms sodium chloride and sodium chlorate. Now what is this? In this you can see that Cl is in zero oxidation state in hot and concentrated as well as cold and dilute. In both the common product -1 of NaCl is there, and in NaOCl, Cl is in +1 state, so it's called sodium hypochlorite, and NaClO3, Cl is in +5 state called as sodium chlorate. So chlorine is undergoing increase and decrease in oxidation number, so it is undergoing disproportionation reaction. So it's a disproportionation reaction. Cl2 changes to Cl -1 and Cl with +5. So it undergoes its own, this is reduction and oxidation simultaneously. So it is a disproportionation reaction. With sodium hydroxide cold dilute it forms sodium chloride and sodium hypochlorite. With hot and concentrated it forms sodium chloride and sodium chlorate. So reaction you need to learn with dilute and concentrated. It also reacts with saturated hydrocarbon undergoing substitution reaction. In double bonded compound it undergoes addition reaction. So in organic chemistry chlorine is of important chemical. Methane with chlorine, sunlight in presence, you get chloromethane. Ethene in chloride it undergoes addition to give 1,2-dichloroethane. So chlorine is very important chemical in not only in inorganic chemistry but also in organic. Uses of chlorine. Chlorine has different applications. Chlorine is used as a bleaching agent to bleach wood pulp, cotton, textile industry. It is used to bleach fabrics. It is used to sterilize drinking water using chlorine tablets because it has ability to kill germs because it releases nascent oxygen. In swimming pool, it is used for killing germs as a sterilizing agent. So these are the different applications of chlorine. So chlorine has different kind of uses, and these are the common uses of chlorine. It is used for dissolving noble gases. It is used to make bleaching powder, chloroform, carbon tetrachloride, in dyes, to make different medicines, drugs, and rubber. So these are different uses of chlorine. It is used to make different gases: poisonous gas, tear gas, phosgene, and mustard gas. So these are all poisonous gas, but these are used at certain war point: phosgene, tear gas, and mustard gases. So these are the different applications of chlorine. Discuss hydrogen chloride. Hydrogen chloride in 1648 was first prepared by Glauber by mixing common salt with sulfuric acid and heating it. So we got sodium bisulfite and HCl. So he prepared first HCl, and then Humphrey Davy in 1810 prepared it, stating that HCl is made of two elements, hydrogen and chlorine. In laboratory, HCl is prepared by taking common salt and to it adding concentrated sulfuric acid and heating it. So initially, on heating sodium chloride with sulfuric acid, we get sodium hydrogen sulfate and hydrogen chloride at 420 Kelvin. And then sodium hydrogen sulfate obtained being insoluble is further heated with NaCl at 823 Kelvin to give sodium sulfate and HCl. HCl obtained is moist, which is then dried by passing it with concentrated sulfuric acid. As concentrated sulfuric acid is a good dehydrating agent, moist HCl turns into dry HCl in the final container. So HCl is prepared in two steps by reacting NaCl with sulfuric acid. So moist HCl turns to dry HCl by passing with concentrated HCl, as concentrated HCl is a good dehydrating agent, but not with P2O5 or calcium oxide, as they themselves react with HCl to give different compounds. So for drying purpose, we will use only concentrated sulfuric acid. Now the properties of HCl, that is properties of hydrogen chloride. H is in purple and Cl is in green. It is a colorless gas with a pungent smell. It turns from gas to liquid at 189 Kelvin. It freezes at 159 Kelvin. HCl is highly soluble in water. At room temperature, 1 volume of water dissolves 452 volume of HCl. So it is highly soluble in water. And when it dissolves in water, the aqueous solution obtained is called as hydrochloric acid, which is acidic in nature. HCl completely ionizes in water, forming hydronium ion and HCl chloride ion. So it is acidic as it releases 100% H plus from HCl. And a chemical which releases H plus is called an acid, and the dissociation constant is 10 to the power 7, which is very large. So as the Ka value, acid dissociation constant increases, is that acidic character also increases. So HCl is a stronger acid because it 100% dissociates to produce hydronium ion. So it is considered as a strong acid. We have learned what are strong acids and base in class 10, so we know about it. HCl reacts with metals and alkalis to form chloride. For example, with zinc, it forms zinc chloride and hydrogen gas. And with NaOH also it forms NaCl, but it forms water as a byproduct. Note that hydrochloric acid reacts with Fe to form FeCl2, ferrous chloride, not ferric chloride, as hydrogen produced stops the further formation of FeCl3. So oxidation of ferrous to ferric is prohibited by the formation of hydrogen gas. It reacts with ammonia to form an important chemical called ammonium chloride. So it reacts with ammonia to form ammonium chloride. With hot cancer HNO3, gold and platinum does not react. So gold and platinum, which are noble or inert metals, does not react with any acid, either HCl or HNO3. But when you mix them in the ratio 1:3, that is for 1 ml of HNO3 you have 3 ml of HCl, then both will dissolve and the solution is called as aqua regia. What happens is when HCl reacts with HNO3, it releases nascent chlorine, and this chlorine makes gold and platinum dissolve, forming gold or platinum chlorides. And the solution is called aqua regia or royal water. HCl and HNO3 in the ratio 3:1. For 3 HCl, 1 ml of HNO3 is required. So it's aqua regia. It decomposes salts of weaker acid. So when you take salts of weaker acid like sodium carbonate, bicarbonate or sodium sulfite, it reacts with it and forms carbon dioxide, metal chloride and water. So Na2CO3 with HCl you get NaCl, CO2 plus H2O. Similarly, sodium bicarbonate with HCl you get carbon dioxide, and sodium sulfite with HCl you get sulfur dioxide. So metal carbonate react with acid to give metal chloride, carbon dioxide and water. So HCl decomposes sodium carbonate, sodium bicarbonate and sodium sulfite to sodium chloride, carbon dioxide or sulfur dioxide and water. Now what are the uses of HCl or hydrochloric acid? So there are wide application. It is used for the preparation of chlorine. So sodium hypochlorite with HCl, you get chlorine, water and NaCl. For manufacture of ammonium chloride, which is then used as fertilizer. It is used for extracting glue from bones, purifying bone black. It is a very important laboratory reagent. It is used in medicines. Different kind of medicines contain HCl, and to remove impurities from the metal surface. If you take and dip it in HCl, the metal surface gets cleaned. So these are the important applications of HCl. So now the metal surface is clean. Before soldering, if you have impurities on the metal, you need to remove that either by adding or cleaning it with sandpaper or by adding it into dilute HCl. So these are the different applications of HCl. Is the oxoacids of halogen. Halogen form different oxoacid series. We shall discuss them, which are the different series. The first is hypohalous acid, next is halous acid, third is halic acid, and the fourth is perhalic acids. With general formula HOX, HOXO, HOXO2 and HOXO3 for the different haloacids series. Now X is the halogen atom, which can be either fluorine, chlorine, bromine or iodine. Now different type of halogen form different kind of halogen oxoacid series. Now in these series, these oxoacids are generally either stable in aqueous solution of halogen acid or as the salt. Now the general formula and oxidation state are given in the table. In hypohalous acid, halogens have +1 and all the halogens have the formation of hypohalous acid. Whereas halous acid only chlorine forms in +3 state. Halic acid except fluorine, all the three forms halic and perhalic with +5 and +7 state. Fluorine forms only one oxoacid called as hypohalous acids. Now the different structures, the orange is X, which is an halogen atom. The structures are all important and the number of double bonds that they form with oxygen we need to learn. Hypohalous acid have only HOX bond, and HOX bond is present in all the four oxoacids. The hybridization of the central halogen atom is sp3. You have one XOH bond. In all the halous acids, oxoacids of halogen, you have one XOH bond. and then the number of X double bond O. In hypohalous, no bond. In halous 1, halix 2, perhalix 3, and the double bond is formed by the overlap of the d orbital of halogen with p orbital of oxygen forming lateral overlapping, resulting in formation of pi bond. So a pi bond you can see in the halous, halic and perhalic between X and O. Now fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, they all form hypohalous acid HOX, in which central halogen atom have 3 lone pair and only 1 bond pair with oxygen atom. All the halogens are in +1 oxidation state. By the release of H+, the hypohalite ion have a linear shape, and it is because of the presence of 3 lone pair. So it has a linear shape. XO- has a linear shape. And hypohalous acid reacts, it's not that stable, so it decomposes to give halic acid and hydrogen halide. Fluorine forms only one oxo acid, which is hypofluorous acid HOF, because it does not contain any d orbital, so it cannot expand its covalency beyond 1. So it has only one covalent bond formation, not more than that, whereas other halogens have ability to show +3, +5, +7 state. Now halous acid. Chlorine only form halous acid in which the chlorine atom is in +3 state. It has 2 lone pair, and the chloride ion, which is OClO-, has a V shape or angular shape due to the presence of 2 lone pairs. Next is halic acid, in which halogen atom is in +5 state. Except fluorine, all halogen form halic acid. Here you have one XOH bond and 2 XO bond. X double bond O, in ClBrI you can see there are 2 X double bond O, chloric acid, bromic acid and iodic acid. And the halate ions, which is OXO2-, have a pyramidal shape due to the presence of one lone pair. So one lone pair is also in pyramidal shape for halate ions. Perhalic acid, which is HOXO3, the halogen is in +7 state. Here also you have chlorine, bromine, iodine forming perhalic acid. Here the halogen forms one halogen OH bond and 3 halogen double bond O bond. So +7, that means all the electrons, valence electrons of halogen is being used, and the perhalate ion have tetrahedral shape, no lone pair. Now let's discuss the acidic nature of the acids. It is seen that the halogen acid, if you see, the electronegativity is more for F. As the electronegativity decreases, the bond length will increase. So atomic size increases. So acidic character is more for perchloric acid, as the halogen is in higher oxidation state. And in perchloric acid also, the acidic character would be more for chlorine, not for bromine or iodine. Fluorine does not form perhalic acid. Chlorine forms, and chlorine will have high acidic character because it will readily release H+. So perchloric acid is more acidic because of the VOH bond, then perbromic acid, and then periodic acid. And the perchlorate ion formed is highly stable in perchloric acid. Now variation in acidic strength. Now perhalic acids are more acidic than hypohalous acid. That is, acidic character increases with increase in the oxidation state of the halogen atom. So perhalic acids are more acidic than hypohalous acid. Also, the conjugate base formed is more resonance stabilized in the case of perhalic acid, which means that ClO4- ion is more stable than ClO2